What's going on YouTube? Today we are back with a video on sextant rolling. Now there is a lot of content out there about re-rolling sextants, how it's profitable, but I wanted to make this video as a very basic way to do it and to really drive home the point that you do not have to just buy sextants, re-roll them, and then sit in your base for hours flipping and trading them. Now I'm assuming a lot of people, the first thing they hear is, alright, no, you're going to buy about 300 sextants, it's going to be about 7, 8 divine, and then click. It's over. They don't care. They're like, I'm not doing that crap. I'm not investing all this sitting here for hours and re-rolling. So everything I show you, you can do if you buy them in bulk, but I am going to drive home the fact that just the ones you pick up, you are going to get plenty, especially rolling red altars. We will go over that. But there is a very simple and pretty straightforward way to do it, and I'm going to try to go over every aspect of that very quickly. Alright, so there's two things you're going to need to do. The first one is you're going to hit Control G and go to your passive Atlas tree. Okay, and up here there is the sextant node right here. So whatever you have to do to get up to this node before you start rolling sextants. This will give you an extra use on your sextants when you roll them, and you will see that. I'll give you an example. I can just go into this now. Now, after you are re-rolling sextants or you do any of this strategy, you can either keep this here or you can spec out of it back into something else while you are getting more sextants and you're running more maps, doing stuff like that. I don't suggest every time you get a sextant re-rolling it, and there's a reason for that you will see very shortly. Now, the second thing is you are going to want all 4 void stones. Okay, all of these are what you are going to put the sextants on, and you get them from killing the Searing Exarch, the Eater of Worlds, the Maven, and the Uber Shaper fight. The Maven with the Maven's Writ is used. The Uber Shaper is with these 4 fragments that drop after you kill these respectively. You kill him, he gives you the black ones, one of the 2, and you kill the red, he'll give you one of the 2. Now this can get annoying because it's completely random and it always feels like one of them drops more than the other. For example, I don't think I've ever gotten this one this league. It's always this one if I'm ever killing the Shaper. Okay, it's super annoying, but that is how you get that Watchstone. And then the invitations for the Eater of Worlds and the Incandescent invitation for Searing Exarch. Now, if you do not have all 4 Watchstones and you need one, your best bet to getting that done is either running it yourself, or if your build you don't think is strong enough, or you know it's not strong enough because you tried one of these bosses, didn't work, you can go to Trade Channel 820 and look for people that are selling boss carries. It'll usually be, say at the beginning of a league, 50, 60, 70 chaos. You go in, they get the boss down in 1 hit, you go in the portal, they kill it, you pick up your void stone, and you're off. Now, the other way of doing it is you can use the TFT channel, and you can go to Crucible League, whatever league you're in, hardcore, and look for these services. Crucible Self-Core Services, Boss Carry, Want to Sell. You'll see a bunch of people that you can pay to do it, or especially near the end of the game, people will do it for free. They just want usually a vouch. So if someone wants to do it for free and for a vouch, if anything you do, whether it's a benchcraft, they want a vouch, what you would do is go to services, vouches, put at their name, and then say what they did. So say if it was REAL, and he did a boss carry, I'd put at REAL space boss carry or Uber kill or just whatever it is. That's all they want. Very simple. Now, if I am online and you see me, I'm usually on this character, Methos BRRR. I will do it if you have the invitation. If you have any of this, I will just go in and kill the boss for you. I don't need a voucher or anything. If you catch me on, I like doing it. This build is very boss friendly, so I don't mind doing it. I just don't feel comfortable doing Maven. I'm really awful at that fight, and I would probably come close to failing it, and if I did fail it, I'd feel bad, and I'd have to buy you another one. Yeah, that's it. So the Uber Shaper, the Searing Exarch, and the Eater of Worlds, very easy for me. I can do that for you. So if you see me on, shoot me a whisper, or just whisper to see if I'm on, and I can do it for you. Now, another thing that I highly recommend is Awakened POE Trade for too many reasons I can list in this video, but it is a lifesaver. For anyone that doesn't have it, you can literally go to search, type in Awakened POE Trade, go to the GitHub page. When you're here, you can click download for Windows and Linux, and you can click Windows 11 installer. If you have a previous version of Windows, it should still work. I wouldn't worry about it. Click on this, it downloads, it's an exe file, you run it, install it, and what it will do when you click it is it will run in the system tray right here, Awakened POE Trade, and when you are in the game and you see an item, you can control D on it, and it will give you the price, and this will work for the sextants and compasses we are going to roll. So highly recommend getting it. Alright, so how do we get sextants? These awakened sextants right here, what we are going to be using. You can either find them yourself, which I highly suggest if you do running the Searing Exarch influence. You are going to get all of these nodes. Okay, well, not all of them, but you're going to want to focus on the ones that give better upsides and increased downsides. It will make the map harder, but it will increase the effect of the altars you get in your map when you run it with Searing Exarch Influence, which is this button right here. You get this after you kill the Searing Exarch, make progress, eventually get the invitation, run it, you will get this button. Okay, that is the best way to find Awakened Sextants. They drop normally, but they aren't crazy common. You're much better off doing this. Now, the other way is to, of course, trade. What you would do is go to the trade site. It will look like this. You will click Bulk Item Exchange. You will say items I want. You want Awakened Sextants, and then you would buy them for whatever currency you wanted to, usually Chaos or Divine. You can, if you're doing it this way and you're trading, highly suggest you at least do a Divine, because they are relatively expensive. You can do Chaos, but it's going to be more of a pain. Yeah, it's just not as convenient as doing buying them for a Divine at a time. Now, there is also another kind of sextant that the Maven drops called the Elevated Sextant. It gives 3 times, well, let's see, I think 14 or 15 charges per Elevated Sextant, and you can do this strategy and add this on if you want, but this is going to be much more expensive. As you can see, the best price you can get is 5 for 2 Divine. Very expensive. There are some stuff that, some things that can only roll on Elevated Sextants. Stuff like the, I believe the Winged Scarab is one of them. Yes, the Winged Scarab is one of them. And then I think there's a couple others that I can't think off the top of my head. But for this strategy, we're just going to be focusing on the normal Awakened Sextants. So while you're on this menu, what you will do is you will right-click, or you can shift right-click and hold shift. And you are going to apply the Sextant to one of the Void Stones. What that's going to do is it's going to roll a map, 4 uses map buff that is going to work for the number of uses. So this would work for the next 4 maps. And the first thing you're going to want to do is roll 1 on each of them. And the reason you do 1 on each is you cannot get duplicate sextants. So when I rolled this map bosses deal 20% increased damage, your map's at 20% quality. Not a terrible sextant. It's not the big money gainers that we want, though, when we're trying to make profit. So we would keep this on there for now because this can't roll again. All right. Now, this one, the best one, let's see. You would use Awakened POE Trade, Control D, and you can literally see what this is worth. See, it's only worth 4 or 5 Chaos. It's not even worth the amount that the Sextant paid for, so not worth a whole lot. The Immortal Syndicate one, same deal, kind of worthless. This Blight one, okay, even more worthless. And then this one, though, the Mirror of Delirium, this one goes for 5 Awakened Sextants. Now, they go for about 6. It's about 30 Chaos. If you click online to get rid of them listing for Awakened Sextants, you want to see the cost, you can hover over online, click Chaos Orb, and you'll see 35. You can probably get easily 40 Chaos for this. So we want to keep that. I would probably use it because my mapping strategy uses Delirium, and it's kind of nice to force it sometimes. But if you wanted to sell it, you would come to Commander Kirak, put him in your hideout if he's not already in there. Edit, decorations, Kirak, drag and drop him somewhere in your hideout. Now what he does is he sells these Surveyor's Compasses. And you're going to buy a bunch of these. They're 1 chaos a piece. Okay, and when you go back to the menu, you can right-click on this, go to the Delirium one, click on it, and it saves it in this compass. So this is now something you can put in your trade stash, unless for 40 chaos. Sell it pretty quick, sell it pretty easily. Now, the main strategy of this is you want 3 things constantly on, 3 of these void stones that are very crappy, and they cancel out the most other things. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, I have them saved in my stash, 3 of the ones that I do not want to ever roll. I have these 3. Some people add the Mysterious Barrels one in here instead. I like doing the one with Resonating Shrine. It's very important because there's multiple Shrine ones that can roll, and this knocks out all of them. Okay, Shrine rolls are garbage. Everyone agrees usually do a 12%. Monsters take increased damage, whether it's fire, cold, chaos, physical, one of those. And then I like to do the minions cannot take reflected damage. Some people actually use these. I do not, so I just generally keep this as my 3rd one. So I would put these on 3 of these, and these would stay here, and then I would just roll the 4th one. Okay, map contains Sacred Grove. That's a great one. See right there, 55 chaos, very easily. So I would take that compass. There's another one to sell, and you would keep doing this. Now, when you are done with all of this, I highly suggest, and don't forget to do this, because you will run the maps and not even realize that you are using up the charges on your sextants. I would take these off, and I would put them back in your stash, so that when you have more saved up, you can just either respec in this if you didn't keep it, go back in here, pop them all on, reroll the sextants. That's how you do that. Now, there are 2 reasons that I made this quick little video. 1, every POE content creator channel has to have a rolling sextant. It's just peer pressure, and I'm not one for peer pressure, but everyone's doing it, so, you know. And 2, do not be persuaded by these, oh, make a ton of currency, rerolling sextants in your base, never leave the base. That's not for everyone. I think that's dumb. You don't have to buy a ton. Save up your sextants once you get 20 to 30 of them. Respec into your atlas. Get your 4 sextant charges. Slap them on your void stones. Get your crappy ones knocked out right there. Just re-roll them. Sell them yourself. You do not have to buy them in bulk and then just sit there re-rolling them, because it is a pain. There is no sextant stash tab you can buy, and it becomes incredibly annoying to have a tab full of sextants, because when someone messages you for these, even when you have them really organized, I will usually take one of the, all the same ones and just put them like in one row. I'll have all my Delirium ones right here, give it some space, and just make the rows. Now, if someone messages you, says, I need a Delirium one, and you have 4 of them, if they don't specify or say all or how many they want, your first thing should be how many I have, insert number. How many I have 4. It's always better to try and offload them. Most of these people are running a lot of juice maps. They want more of them anyway, okay? Yeah, so that's it for this quick video. Just remember, guys, don't get sucked into this. Make a million divines. This is a profitable way of doing things, and you will make quite a bit of profit if you sink, 4 or 5 divines into a bunch of sextants, roll 200 of them, and then sit there and trade with them. It's not fun. It might be fun for some people because they're making currency. I promise you, it dies real fast. You start to really get annoyed by it. I used to do it for like a day to get some currency, and by a day, I mean maybe 2 or 3, 4 hours of doing it, just to get some decent starting currency. But man, it doesn't feel like playing the game. It's a pain in the ass. But I think it's the perfect thing to add on to your strategy, instead of just waiting till you have, I think it's 37 of them to sell for a divine. This is not gonna, there it goes. Yeah, 35 around. You can sell them for about 35. You don't have to do that. You can reroll them. It's a little fun little gambling thing. I like doing it, and I highly suggest you just kind of work this in to your strategy by running, Searing Exarch, finding them yourself. All right, guys, as always, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe and go over and follow on Twitch. I'm going to be trying to stream a lot more often. I will be streaming tonight if you're watching the video. This is going on. I will probably be playing V Rising, but I am almost done with it. and hopefully I could complete that in the next night or two. And even though I might not be playing PoE, feel free to come in and ask any questions you want. I really do enjoy helping newer people that have questions, because I really do care about the longevity of this game. So thanks for watching, guys, and always, we will see you on the next one.